I am now live. Crypto Waffle, episode 4. Just telling my followers that I'm live, and I'm going to invite Financial Navigator. Navigator's joined. Live with him. Send a request. Going live. I don't know why this never works first time. When you cancel that invite. And if you view his invite, click go live. Why does this never work first time?
Boom. Are we here?
Okay, so that one was much shorter than normal. Usually it takes about 5 minutes for us to get our ducks in a row.
Yeah.
But this time we're cooking with gas.
And I'm very quick that one.
Unlike the market, we seem to be behaving properly.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It depends on part of the market you're in, isn't it?
Well, there's only one part of the market that's behaving well, and that's the
It's new XRP, HR, HBAR, stuff like that.
the vaporware.
Well, one interesting thing I want to bring up about those specifics. So do you want to kick off with that?
Right. Well, before we do, let me do the intro so we're nice and so we can cut it nicely for YouTube. This is Crypto Waffle, episode 4. Myself, CryptoSI, the Financial Navigator. He's on the bottom bunk this time round. We've got 3 topics we're going to discuss. Well, first of all, we've got 4 topics now. First, we're going to discuss utility coins and the coins that have been pumping this week and whether or not we think they will continue to pump. We're going to discuss Anon and higher, which are meme coins. Then we're going to discuss the Dino coins and whether or not they can become tax-free. We're going to discuss Ethereum, go into AK, possibly. Some interesting charts that I know you want to share. And I want to discuss somewhere in there about privacy and Tornado Cash. But before I do, this is going to be episode. So thrilled me wearing a higher cap until we reach 10 cents.
I've also got my banana zone top on, representing.
Sorry.
Next week, I'll wear the don't fuck it up hat.
This is what we need to do. We need to do our cult labor whilst we're doing our crypto waffles so that we're representing the culture we belong to. You don't know, when you buy a coin, when you buy a meme, or you buy, well, generally when you buy a meme, but even if you buy a utility coin, you give yourself a name, like the XRP or the XRP army, PivX was the Pivians. Anyway, Bitcoiners. So that's your cult. We join your cult and then you push your cult to the world.
Yeah.
That's the idea. Okay, so without any further to do, let's get started. So first things first, you wanted to discuss these utility coins.
So I want to discuss specifically, can you hear this echo?
No, I can't hear an echo, no.
I've got an echo.
Maybe my volume's too loud.
I'll try it down a little bit.
Darn then, can you still hear it? Echo?
Yeah, let me see. I think that's a bit better now.
Oh,
We'll go with that. My end, my side. So I want to specifically talk about XRP, HBAR, Cardano, XLM, and there was one more. Algorand. That's it. So these 5 specifically, there was a Binance report. Now, in the UK, you can't get access to Binance reports. So you have to put on a VPN to get access. There is talk of all 5 of these being tax-free in the US because they are US-issued cryptocurrencies.
So, meaning that no capital gains tax, so you can buy them, sell them for higher, and not have to pay any tax.
That's the discussion. Now that, I'm not saying it's the only report that's pumped all of these, but I think that plays a big role in it. Because if they did that in the UK, I know full well I'd be aping to all 5 of them. And if we know the US has a big market for this sort of.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, even if it's not tax-free to us here, the sure fact that the price is going to get pumped, we will buy them here. Everyone buys them everywhere, in fact, because they then become, I suppose, American-sponsored projects.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's one key reason why we're seeing these pumps. I mean, I've seen a couple other things on Twitter and about normies coming back and just buying the old stuff. I don't really think that's the case.
No.
I know a lot of normies will have this stuff and not know how to sell it. I get that. And they'll know how to buy it, but not sell. But I don't see... I mean, or the only other thing I have seen is the XRP subreddit is absolutely mental at the minute.
Okay. I haven't used Reddit for ages.
I hadn't used it. I only saw it via someone's tweet on X. There's people buying houses, getting weddings organised, cars, what is everything. Like, you name it, it's on there. So I'm not saying this is the top, but I'm saying we're at a stage where it feels like peak FOMO. Normies, TikTok people are going to come flying in. They're going to buy the top, and then they're going to get wrecked.
The thing is, I was saying this at $1.40 odd, that surely XRP has reached its top, and now it's $2.70. So at the start of a bull run, when there is a lot of normies coming in, there is a lot of retail coming in.
I mean, that was profit. On my chart, I've got one more take profit to be hit. We've done 5 take profits of mine already.
So you're in Never Land as far as
you've got one more, and once we get above that, your XRP would have created an all-time high, because the previous all-time high is $3.31. And that was back in January 2019.
These guys they're still issuing new tokens then? Because how can they have hit an all-time high? They must have hit an all-time high in terms of market cap, but they just have
no lines
of coins.
Well, on the chart I'm looking at, which is obviously just a price, it's that previous high was in 2018 at $3.31.
Yeah, all right. Let me show you something, which is quite interesting. So, on my chart, if we do it by price, and we have forever, you have this spike here in 2017, start of 2018, which is growth thing. I can't see the top, and then we are here. So we're not near the top, but I think if I put it in terms of market cap, as you can see, in terms of market. Yeah, the market cap's gone up. So they've obviously been, which makes sense, which was the reason why all along we always yelled that XRP was a scam, because they couldn't always print new tokens. So you have a situation where the market cap is higher.
Token price hasn't.
Hasn't reached the same price. So for the token price to reach the previous all-time high, the market cap's going to have to be massively high, which this is
do it all. I'm not going to rule it out, because I mean, if you look at the last time we saw XRP have this sort of vicious move was 2018 or 2017 with the previous cycle. Now we have this 3 months of just green candles from March, April, and May. Then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months of chop between 12 cents and 38 cents. Now that was between June 17 and November 17. There we had one final blow-off top candle, which was the month of December 2017. And it went to a high of 247, and then the next month we went up to 3 something, then reversed. And ever since then, everyone's just been hungry, effectively.
Yeah. All back down to 10 cents on the first cycle. And
I mean, I had a bag of XRP from last cycle. I never sold. I added some more during the dip. Their market just gone, and now I've started to cash. I'm nearly at my final TP, and then once we get above to price discovery, it's blue skies trading, and I just let the bag run.
there you go. Yeah.
So yeah,
The weird thing about this chart is, I'll show you again. Unlike most charts, most charts you would have a big massive jump in 2017, and then you might have a smaller jump in 2021. You generally don't even have a jump that big. But then this one here, like to have a third comeback where this cycle is bigger than this cycle, is making me wonder, could we be in some sort of Dino Coin cycle whereby these old boys come back and do better than they did in the 2021 cycle?
potentially. I'm not going to rule it out, but the XRP is the only one that didn't make all-time highs in or last cycle.
No, but I don't think HBAR did either.
I think HBAR did last cycle.
Was HBAR around in 17 then? No. There you go.
Then would have been, so excellent. No, so should made an all-time high last cycle.
No, not on my one. It hasn't. On my one, yeah, highest one was in 17, and if we look by market cap, it did. But if you look by price, it didn't.
Okay, yeah, no, yeah, stand corrected. Yeah, all-time high in 2018 was 93 cents. All-time high last cycle was 79.
I think that might be a trend. I think,
or if they've actually got utility and something going on behind the scenes that we don't know, which I'm not going to rule out.
I'll rule that out. I'm happy to rule that out. There's nothing going on there, but I don't think that's relevant. I don't think it's relevant because I tell this story often. If I'd have just bought XRP instead of talking rubbish, I'd be happy right now. I've always said, they're not actually doing anything. And to be fair, 10 years later, and there is still nothing. There is still nothing actually happening. Okay, yeah, we're in talks with this government and that government, but how can you be talking for a decade? That doesn't make sense, right? So let's just assume that they weren't talking for 10 years. They were just lying. But it doesn't matter because the coin is about to do new all-time highs. So what I'm thinking is, do the likes of Dash, which has just posted 25% today, well, how's it looking in the month? Do the likes of Dash and all of these other Dino coins who had
Litecoin was moving as well.
Nice. So Dash done a all-time high here and then done a little bit next to nothing on the next cycle. Does Dash go past its 2021 cycle and reach back to these 2017?
So no. I mean, it's got a hell of a long way to do it.
That's where the money's made, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, just technically, the XRP and XLM charts are massive bull flags. But get on a monthly, look, just to show you. This is XLM on a monthly. Now, this would suggest that XLM probably has a move between, if this plays out, to around $24-ish. Now, bear in mind, this is a monthly chart, so this could be over the next 4 years.
So that's this cycle then. stroke next cycle.
Yeah, so that's for just shy of a 5,000% return.
No, that can't happen. Now, the valuation be in the trillions.
Yeah, but then if they have to print a load of money, which they've got coming up via these charts I'm going to show you later, I think it's doable.
He said, at what point, which is a good question, at what point do you decide to sell your crypto? Somebody asked me, at what point do you sell your crypto? And I said, well, basically, I sell to BTC, and then after I've sold to BTC, I never sell. The day I decide to sell will be when the people stop printing money. So that's the deal. When the money printer stop, then I'll stop buying. Then I'll get rid of crypto. Then there's no more reason for it to be.
No. Yeah, it's a very good one. So they're the ones I wanted to talk about. I mean, they've all moved big already. If you are feeling the heat and you think that, well, better go in. Not financial advice, but I wouldn't be doing it here because I am selling to you.
Yeah.
So, unpack.
Okay, hold on. There's an echo. Right, okay, so let me turn.
Right, let me see if I can grab some headphones for you.
Okay. Right. The Financial Navigator is just going to get some headphones whilst we sort out these short technical difficulties. I'll edit this out of the YouTube. So next topic will be meme coins. Well, you can hear me. Can you hear me? Hello. Yeah, I can hear you now. Echo still. Phase 3P, is there still an echo? Still not. You have to keep talking.
Right. I can still hear a little bit of an echo.
Okay, let me put. I think it's my phone's too loud. How about that? We had the echo now.
Yeah, a little bit. Don't know why that is.
Yeah, we never had it before. I do. Maybe I should put the headphones on, but I don't have any.
Have you got like a separate mic?
If I've got. No.
Don't know why we've got this.
We never had this before. Still echo. Turn your phone volume down.
Echo. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you still hear the echo?
Not now. No, something near an echo at the minute.
My mic, and then I unmuted it, so I think we're all right now.
Wow. Well, let's go. So just to recap, we just talked about utility coins. Hopefully it hasn't got an echo now. Specifically XRP, Algorand, HBAR, XLM, and Cardano. There was a Binance report that's basically said there's a possibility of them all becoming tax-free cryptos in the US. We weren't saying this is the whole reason that this is their pumping, but I think this could be a catalyst towards it. And then to round that off, if you're going to fill in the FOMO and you want to buy them, not financial advice, but I wouldn't be doing it now because I personally am selling to you. I think that was a good little wrap up.
That's a perfect wrap up. Unless you want to be exit liquidity for Financial Navigator, now is not the time to be buying. But I don't know. We like to say don't fade Mr. Miggles. I think this week has been don't fade XRP.
Yeah, this one has. I mean, moving on, talking about Mr. Miggles, last week I said the key line in the sand was the white line on my screen at 0.08. And if we look at it now, where we are, currently bouncing off that key white line. This is the must-hold area. We lose that, we then come down to this green box around 0.06. And obviously play that as it and when it comes.
How's the NFT holding up? Because you also bought a Miggles NFT.
To be honest, haven't used about it. Bought it, done now. Still looking for others. I haven't seen anything yet, but I haven't really been paying attention this week. Every time I seem to wake up from work, I need to get on my ledger and sell something. So it's such a process.
Have a good time. Is that reach and take profits, or is that things that are?
It's literally the three that are doing it are Algorand, HBAR, example.
Also, you had Algorand as well.
Yeah, so I did a deep dive in that. As I think I mentioned the last not last waffle. I think it's number 2. Yeah, I did a deep dive on Algorand back in 2023. Yeah, and I bought quite a decent amount of Algorand then, and it just started hitting TPs. So trimming a bit off as we go. And this week, I think pretty much every day last week or since Wednesday, I've had to wake up and sell something, which isn't bad to have.
Yeah, you're doing all right. My portfolio is just horrific. It's doing nothing. Everything around me is shooting for the sky, and my things are just like steady, like stable coins. All right, so Anon and higher. So
I was hoping you could explain how these are related, because the only thing I can see...
it's in what nuts now? I can't. Yeah.
See it go again. Yeah. Why is it doing this? As we've said before, it's lovely when it works, and when it doesn't, it's very irritating.
Yeah. Bloody. All right, let me try. I'll try and do the thing again because it's right. It's fun now.
Can you hear an echo? Kind of a little bit at the end. Yeah, so there's something going on there. I don't know what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Do we want to end it and then start up again?
I see. No echo. All good.
Yeah? Perfect. Right, there we go.
Okay, so as I understand it now, I don't know how the two are related, but what I do know is that higher is a meme coin on base. The only thing I knew about Higher and the reason why I bought it was because it was a bunch of people interested in the number go higher and nothing more than that. And it was nice, green, the branding was good. It was on base, which is where all retail I expected to land. So I thought, right, I'm going to buy it. And it had already had a 90% drawdown. So I was like, right, I'm going to buy it. If it goes back to all-time highs, I've done 10x. Call it a day out you get. And it was a great idea at first. The next one was Anon, which I found out about because Vitalik bought it. And as soon as he bought it, the price shot up, and then a bunch of other people, including me, bought it. And then since then, the price has come back down. So everybody's on. Yeah, everybody's on
radar.
Right. Same here. So after doing a bit of digging, because I always like to buy first and do my research later, I found out that Anon is a system for people to anonymously make forecasts or casts or whatever, and also to make tweets anonymously if you own a certain amount of the Anon token. And that's pretty much all it is. In hindsight, it's not great. I can't imagine you building a cult around that.
Yeah, I can't imagine normies flooding in to use that. I can hear you echo again, by the way. Doesn't it seem to be when I pull? I hope this doesn't ruin the recording. But hey ho.
I reckon the AI will be able to take the echoes out anyway.
Let's hope so.
AI's magic, yeah. We'll take the echoes out. So I don't think normies will come in and use it. So I don't think you can cult around it. I don't think normies will come in and use it. But if Vitalik's using it and then other people of his stature start to use it for whatever reason, then it becomes something that is a part of the Ethereum story or the story. So fingers crossed it gets to some action. Also, the market cap is still
relatively low, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still really low. So it doesn't have to go far.
It's down 13.8 mil. You're at a key support level though at the minute. I mean, if we come through this, it probably goes down to 0.009.
I bet that I've not got much thing that it will.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, the only thing I could see that related them is they both talk about the Farcaster thing. And for people that don't know what that is, it's basically like a decentralized social media platform.
It's like an alternative to Twitter, isn't it? Like a Web3 version.
Yeah. I mean, I personally don't use it. I don't know if you do. Do you?
No, I've looked at it, but I haven't. But I want to use it because it's nice. It's like Twitter with cuddles. So without because on Twitter everybody's a bit angry, aren't they? But on Farcaster it's kind of like Twitter, and yeah, everybody's happy. It's Twitter with cuddles. So I'm going to start using it. But
The one base meme that has been moving is Brett, the big one. Last week it did 34%. We're coming back onto key support at the minute on the daily, but support's for buying in this market. So
I saw it on American Motor Racing. There's like a Brett car. Been seeing it at a lot of different places. So I'm not surprised it's doing really well. Having a tough day today, but everything is struggling.
And there's only certain things up today. Did you see that coin also listed Moondeg today? Bid 100% in like 1 second or 1 minute. So ridiculous.
And they still haven't done Popcat.
No, they haven't done Brett. They haven't done Popcat. They haven't done Miggles. You seen that other base one, the Ski Mask dog? Oh, that's now quite big.
Ski Mask dog. I've seen Chill Guy.
Yeah, so Ski Mask dog's market cap is now 1.17 million. $17 million dollars bigger than Mr. Miggles at current price. Yep. And then, I mean, you've also had that new agent come on, AI XBT. Have you seen this?
Has that come through virtuals?
Yeah. Unbelievable. Have you followed the newest in the Twitter account?
No.
Oh my God. It's just pumping out pure alpha about token after token after token. Like, it is a joke, this thing. And that's why, literally, I come across their Twitter and I was like, I read 2 threads of it and I was like, oh my God. And just bought some immediately.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm looking at the last few tweets it's made, the last 20 minutes. It said GTO, which is like the Solana staking token, running $10 million daily fees at a $3.7 billion market cap. Flashbots and Lido hybrid model actually working. 10.2% APY baseline through GTO Sol. Automated $464 million token unlock approaching. 30k users from initial airdrop still holding. Current price down 43% from $6 all-time high. This is crazy.
It's nuts, and it just keeps pumping it out as well. It doesn't stop. It's unbelievable. And that's only sat at 200 mil market cap.
It's crazy.
It's nuts. The other one that I bought into, the other AI agent related thing, you might have seen in the Telegram, was the, I think it's called Game. The ticker is Game. Yeah, Game by Virtuals again. But market cap a lot smaller. It's only 33 mil.
I can't see that one for some reason. If I put Game Virtuals, it might come up.
Yeah, Game is the ticker on Deck Screener. Now, the only reason I bought this one is because I was looking at their Twitter account and it's got some people that I respect following it. So I just thought, yeah, that's good enough for me. 8.
Okay, so 400% up in the last 7 days, still only at 32 million market cap, and it's run off the runs on virtuals. See, I've been looking through this virtuals. I look for it quite regularly, and I've been seeing this game, and I've been seeing AIXBT, but I didn't realize it was giving alpha.
Yeah, it's nuts. Over to me out there.
This is basically a marketplace for people to deploy their own AI agents. It's on base as well, which is important. And on there, you know what? I'll let me show it actually.
Yeah, because when I first come across this thing, I was like, oh my god. I mean, there's going to be a lot of shit that gets pumped out, but then like there'll be some good ones as well, like we just said.
The interesting thing about virtuals, which was a reason why I should have bought it when I saw it first at 50 cents. I bought a tiny bit, but like nowhere near enough to make myself even care, was that, all right.
It's now at 100 mil, isn't it?
Yeah, so now it's going to go crazy. But the thing is, the reason why is that it's a bit like a pump.fun, except instead of doing all of the tokens in the liquidity pools, with one side being the token and the other side being Solana or being Base or being ETH, the other side of each liquidity pool is virtuals. So Luna, for example, if they've got $3.8 million locked, then 1.9 will be in the Luna token and 1.9 will be in virtuals. And anytime any of these pump and go crazy, it's going to drag the price of virtuals up with it.
Yeah.
In the same way that the reason why Solana got so expensive was because when all the meme tokens became famous and pumped, they dragged up the price of Solana. So when I saw that that was the model, the tokenomics behind it, I thought, oh, this will be good. I should buy some. But I didn't believe in the AI agent model.
Yeah.
Just thought it was all happening a bit too fast with a little bit, not enough actual things happening. So I was expecting there to be things like this when there wasn't. If I'd have seen this when I'd first seen it, I'd be like, right, because that's an AI agent. That's what it's supposed to be doing. Like, just give me alpha 1,000 times a day.
It also replies to you as well. So if you put comments in the thing and ask it about a token, it will reply.
All right, let's try it live.
Because I was going through the comments of it, and one guy was asking about whatever token it was, and it did a response underneath.
All right, let's see if I reply.
Ask it goals.
Oh, so what I can, all right, it has to be something, let's give it a chance. So let's try one that's related roughly to Miggles or Base, and then I'll ask it, actually,
So I think the one I saw, the guy was asking about stacks.
Yeah.
He basically said stacks was good to,
Oh, yeah,
like Fisher term, stacks is good to bid.
Stacks is in the Bitcoin. That's like a Bitcoin L1, isn't it?
Bitcoin blockchain, isn't it?
Okay. So, right, let's go here. And let's say, well, when do you think? When do you think
Mr. Miggles is being listed?
we'll get a Binance listing? And why? Different parts.
I think these could have a big pullback though. I mean, XBT, the dips at the minute have been like bought up quick.
That's what you want to see.
Did it just respond to you?
Right. No, not yet. No. It'll give you a notification when he does, I guess.
Maybe we'll see if it responds by the end of the live.
Yeah. It should take a little while because I guess it's got to go to wherever the server is. It's probably busy. Got quite a few people asking him stuff. All right, so let's look at this chart then, whilst we're here. Yeah, so it looks like, based on that chart, it looks like the momentum's kind of finished now. So is it consolidation?
Come down, you want to be looking at the 0.05 area.
Round?
Some support there. I mean, not far.
I don't think we go down that far though. Actually. I think this one chops because you see like these big dips getting bought up so fast.
Yeah.
That suggests that it chops like this sideways and then it rips up again.
Because you might see even something like this be listed on Coinbase as well. If it becomes big enough, like quick, could potentially get up there. But I think it needs to get to the same sort of do you remember what market cap Degen was when that got listed?
No, but Degen had the advantage that Degen was the token of Farcaster. So I think that's the reason why Degen got listed so quickly because of its connection to the Farcaster platform,
Right.
and how it's supported.
I mean, looking at my chart, just off of the chart, I reckon Degen probably got listed around the 150 mil market cap because it then just exploded to 600.
That things though, that if that transforms to other projects that haven't the Farcaster behind them, because Farcaster was a big deal for a little while. So, but having said that, so's AI.
Yeah.
This one's worth a buy. I'm going to put, obviously not financial advice, but I'm going to put this on my buy list. I like to make a buy list when we have these chats.
So what have you got on the list from today? Just the AI agent one?
AI XBT, yeah. But that one's a massive one because that is exactly what I expected AI to be doing. Tell me.
The other thing is, Goat has been selling off as well.
Yeah, but because Goat was never saying anything worth hearing. That's why I didn't like it.
Because I saw a thing the other day, so it's been selling off. It's all been getting snapped up.
The price is going down, so it's being selling more than it's being bought.
Yes, there's potential bearish head and shoulders top on it, which I think I've talked about before on here. Which, if it is to break, I think it probably will, because it literally puts it down at about 100 mil market cap again.
Plus, doesn't the whole Goat thing have some really disturbing like law around it? There's some.
It's the goats he got. Yeah, that's the meme that it's obsessed with.
Yeah, and it's weird in itself. Right. I didn't bother looking into it.
I don't recommend googling it.
No, you see. So there you go. I think if you've got something like that, that might be a problem when it comes to trying to break through to the mainstreams, which the rest of these ones have done. If it's all fun and games and happiness, then it can go. But we haven't seen a sinister meme really gather traction yet.
No.
And there's been loads, but we haven't seen any really.
But I'm also surprised that the chill guy still hasn't been listed anywhere. Because, I mean, I've seen that on football teams' pages, on NBA basketball teams' pages, everywhere.
It's a true meme now. Now, just a meme to say that's a chill guy.
And it's just...
Okay, I've got a question.
Nowhere.
I've got a question from DNA London. Where would you look to buy it? What platform? What platform do you do your buying on?
Platform and what? What are we buying here?
What are you discussing just now? Let's say AI XBT.
Right, well, I personally do it on Coinbase Wallet. So you can download the Coinbase Wallet. It's literally as simple as loading it up with some ETH or USDC on the base chain and then just swap function.
Okay.
For me, that's how I do it.
Now I do it. I keep well away from Coinbase, so I would go to here, the page of it on CoinMarketCap. I'd click on markets, and then I would pick one from here, which I feel comfortable with. So this is telling me that it's also on Solana. It's on Solana and Base.
Base is now on Sol, and Sol is now on Base. Right, it makes sense. They're cross-compatible.
Right. Okay, so I would buy either on Radium or Uniswap V3.
Aerodrome on Coinbase as well, on the wallet.
You could buy it on Aerodrome, yeah. Also, one thing you have to look at is the 2% depth. So if that number is really low, like it is on BitGet, you'll struggle to buy it without moving the price. Well, depending on how much you're going to buy. If you're going to buy like $30, then you'll struggle. Then you'll be able to do it, sorry. If you tried to buy like 10 grand from BitGet, you'd end up moving the price, and then you end up buying it for more expensive than it is. Yeah. So CoinGecko, click on markets, scroll down, and it will show you where to buy, which platforms you can buy it on.
Yeah, so it's quite. And for CoinMarketCap as well, just select your token, go to markets, and it will show you where to buy it.
I don't use CoinMarketCap. I stopped using CoinMarketCap when they were suppressing the prices of things. They weren't telling the truth about the prices of certain projects for whatever reason back in 2016 or whenever. So then I was like, right, never using them again. So they're blacklisted.
I know.
Yeah. Okay, so AIXBT, that's going on the buy list. We'll see how we get on with that. Oh, there's one other that I got put onto today called Gatsby, which I didn't get a chance to look into myself. I will tell you now. I think it's just Gatsby. Yeah, ticker is Gatsby. GATSBY. Yeah.
Market cap 14 mil.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently it's some kind of AI thing. I'm just going into the website literally now. Finding alpha. I don't know what it is. Yeah. So I think it hasn't even, I don't think it's even been launched yet. Why does it say sign in? Join the wait list.
They haven't. Their Twitter's reasonably new. They've only got 1,860 followers.
Yeah. The website is nice though. Yeah, website looks pretty. But yeah, someone put me onto this, and this guy who put me onto this one, he generally picks winners, I would say.
3 out of 10. I mean, is it worth a stab in the dark at 14 mil market cap? Because the only thing is with ETH, anything with ETH, is I don't see normies buying it unless it's on a big exchange. Because the fees are just too high. I mean, I was sending some stuff over from my wallet earlier. It took an hour, and it cost me $14 or whatever it was just to move it.
Yeah. Like, problem being, I would say, flip side of that is that when people do buy it on ETH, they don't muck around. So if I was going to buy it on ETH, I wouldn't buy $100 worth.
No, obviously. Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the flip side. If you're going to do it on ETH, you end up buying more purely because it's on. If it's on base, I might be like, oh, I'll just get a few $100. But if it's on and I have a go, then you'd have to do a couple $1,000. Otherwise, like you said, you're spending $15 just moving it around every.
And it takes a while as well.
And it takes ages.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, it'll be people with experience that will be buying that. And like you say, it won't be people that are just putting the odd $100 or $200 in. It'll be 500 plus sort of thing at a go. So
yeah, at least. So yeah, all right. I'm gonna add that. I think I will have a shot in the dark with that one.
It's on my pad.
Yeah. So we'll have a bit of Gatsby, and we'll keep an eye on it. That's what we'll do, I guess. We'll come back to the ones that are on our buy list and see how well they're doing since we put them on the buy list.
See how they're panning out. Do we want to do charts?
Yes.
Right.
Let's go.
First of all, I think it was episode 2. You said, what do you think about ETH here? Yeah. I said bullish. And I think, if I don't get me wrong, that was probably when ETH was around 2.5, 2.6.
Was the bottom, definitely.
We were bang up around support, diagonal support, and we've since bounced.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to show everyone a monthly chart here. And this is it. So this is your monthly chart on ETH. Just to put this in perspective, this peak over here was the high in November 2021. The bottom was in June 2022. What do we think happens next? It will be a clear breakout. Now, how high does it go? I don't know. I'm targeting about 8K at minimum. if you look at other charts that have done this, another example, where is it? XRP is a great example, actually, chart-wise. Look, you had this big triangular pattern.
Oh, yeah.
Bang, shot out. This is what you call either big bullfrags, some triangles, whatever you want to call it. It's a bullish-looking sign. I think that breaks a hell of a lot higher from here. I think the measured move, because there's also an argument to say there's a cup and handle here, or they call a cup and handle formation. So there's your cup, there's your handle. If you measure breakout from that, you go from the bottom of the cup to around the neckline, which is there. You take it to your breakout point, that gives it a target of 16,000.
It's been my biggest bag and my biggest pay year long.
The trouble is, a lot of people go, well, 16,000, how's it going to get there when it's only at 3.6? Or like you said earlier, XRP and XLM were those ridiculous targets from breakout. This will take us into the next chart. So now this next chart, pardon?
Is it going to be the money supply?
It is. So on this chart here, we have in blue, we have the US Gov interest payments with a 36 months lead. Okay. In the white, we have the Fed balance sheet. And in the yellow, we have the Fed's balance sheet with the reverse repo and the TGA. Okay. The last time they printed money was here when the pandemic happened. Now, they have a massive wall of interest payments too, like ridiculous. Like we thought 2020 was bad when they printed 8 trillion or whatever. It's here. Look at the size of that. It's 3 times as big. Now, me being a conspiracy theorist, right? I think they're going to have to cause some sort of event to be able to print that sort of money to deal with that. Because, I mean, I'm not saying they caused COVID or any of that crap, but it was a perfect timing for them to print $8 trillion to deal with a pandemic.
Yeah.
Now, this time around, they've got to refinance probably 4 or 5 times the amount of debt from COVID. What's going to happen? Who knows? I'm leaning towards cyber attacks. I could be completely wrong. You might have seen the video I put out in the Telegram, basically warning everyone of this, saying, look, whatever you do, just get your stuff onto cold wallets. Like, leave anything on exchanges, nothing, or leave what you can afford to lose. Because if shit does hit the fan, obviously prepare for the worst and hope for the best. That old saying springs to mind. You should hopefully be set.
I see. So when I first got into crypto, 2012, there was a show. I can't remember what it was called, but there was a guy called Max Kaiser, and he used to shout a lot, right? And he like proper crazy guy. He used to shout a lot, and he used to always shout this one thing over and over again, to the point where my wife even would recite it. He would shout, "You can't taper a Ponzi scheme." He'd always shout it. "You can't taper a Ponzi scheme." He always shout it. Now, the reason why I would say would be because if you print and you print and you print, eventually you're just going to have to continue printing. There's never a time where you could be like, okay, well, let's slow down. And over the years, they've continued to print, which is why we've seen Bitcoin do what it's going to do. A lot of people have been saying that there is a massive printing event coming up.
That is it. Now, this is the thing. I mean, the other thing I've seen people say, because the thing that's playing on my mind is that a lot of people are saying this is a 2017 rerun. Now, in 2017, we had Trump win. We had markets boom into December, January. Then we had a sharp sell-off, which, again, you'll see on another chart in a minute, I think will be the same scenario. We are due a big sell-off at some point. Bitcoin back down to 70K odd. Okay? In 2017, I was asking ChatGPT some questions the other day. There was no major world events, like financially, apart from, say, maybe China's stock market crashing, right? But that's just, all right, it's China. If it was the US, they just print physical stimulus, prop it back up again. Now, the only difference is that their debt here is a hell of a lot bigger in 2017 because you've had, 4% interest rates compounding since 2016, 2017 along with this. Then didn't help by COVID. Then you've had interest rates again that were high. They've only just started cutting. And the reason they're cutting, they're trying to get them down as low as possible before they refinance his debt.
So another thing I learned recently was that they're cutting and they're cutting, but there's two different forces at work. So they want to cut and cut so that their debt obligations are less severe. But at the same time, when they cut and cut, it means that people's debts to them are also less severe.
Yeah.
So that the American empire keeps itself going is by lending money to nations and then charging an interest rate based on the...
Why normally they do the longer term bonds, don't they? Kind of used to be a massive buyer of the 10-year bonds.
So when they was at 0% interest rates, a lot of these countries that they had the boot on their neck, they were like, okay, this isn't so bad because we still owe you the same as what we owed you before. So maybe we could bring this down. So they've got those kinds of forces battling against each other. I'm quite sure that they'll just print. I've been waiting for some big event to happen since 2006. As soon as I could understand the monetary system, I was like, well, this is silly. This will break. People will be like this.
Hey, because you weren't shocked by COVID then when it happened.
I was in that.
You didn't think it felt like the world as big as it did so quickly.
Yes. Yeah. I was in that sense. And I always thought it would be war. That would be the reason why it always seemed like it was war. So even now, Biden's just leaving, and just before he leaves, he quickly shoots a few rockets at Russia. Like, come on then, let's have a fight. Because I think everybody knows they need an event to print it. I think they'll anyway. I think they can print and then just say, well, Trump them.
I mean, this is, I think, if they somehow manage to print the money, because the only reason I say they have to cause an event is because I don't know how your average Joe is going to sit there and let them print money whilst their gas prices, food prices, energy, everything is just going ballistic. Yeah, but it hasn't been at that fast a pace. So I think this moment in time will be a hell of it. You saw during COVID, like we saw everything just spike massively. Like UK inflation was what supposedly 10%, although we actually know it was probably closer to 25, sort of thing. And we will probably see the same thing again, and it will be a hell of a lot higher. They'll say, oh, it's only 15 to 20. Oh, actually 40, 30%.
I think that our current, I know we're kind of going off the topic of crypto, but the macro, this counts, right? So I think that the English government currently have planned for this. So I don't think they're stupid. Like,
No,
by any
about any of these people are stupid.
yeah, I think maybe they're just liars, but I don't think being a liar makes you stupid inherently. So I think that these guys, they've seen this coming and they're like, right, well, the money printer is going to go burr next year. No two ways about it. Where does that money automatically go? It always goes into assets, and it always goes into that assets for the people who have got assets. Now, unfortunately, because the Tories in England were quite xenophobic enough or whatever, they didn't keep enough of their fan base together and they lost to Labour. Labour can now come and turn around and say, right, all these assets, we're going to tax you more on them because we know that's where the money's going. The money's not going to people earning more at their job. So they're not taxing you more if you work because who gives a damn? That's tiny. But all these things like properties or asset ownership, capital gains tax has pretty much doubled. Asset ownership, stamp duty, all of those things, all of that's going up. That's going up. And the reason why is because they know that we're looking at a massive asset bubble in the next 12 to 18 months. Just perfectly in time for the next crypto bull run. It's super into 17 because 17, I think, was just when crypto came of age, when it became useful and able to be interpreted by the normies. Whereas I think this time it will be a case of the Bitcoin cycle marrying up with the M1 money supply cycle. Those two things marrying up. So I think we see a super cycle.
Yeah. The other thing we've also got is the likes of China waiting to do their stimulus package, but they're not going to do it now when the dollar's so high. They're going to wait for the dollar to drop. And look, if I show you the dollar chart, you can see here, this is the dollar chart on a weekly time frame, by the way. So this was back in 2022 high. We've then come down and had this big sideways consolidation. Now, if you're in my Telegram and even in the free Telegram, you know when I do market updates, I've been looking to the dollar to peak up here. So the line in the sand was the 107. We didn't want to see a weekly or a monthly close above that. If we did, then you've got 109, $110 on the cards. Now, we haven't seen that. Last week was a lovely reversal candle, and now we've got a bearish retest on this resistance line here at 106. So if this weekly candle, obviously I know it's only Monday, but if this weekly candle can close back below that area, that should give continuation to the downside. And I think we see a dollar coming in around about the 96 area from 107 now. We have to see a weaker dollar for these other countries to be able to finance their debts, and the Fed aren't stupid. Like they know, everyone's in agreement. Like the way I look at it, Japan was the dummy. I'm saying the next one is China is the next Japan. So we may see this potential 20-year bear market in Chinese stocks, and then later on, it does its thing. Like the Nikkei did this cycle, or just last year, whether this year. Now, that's the playbook. Everyone's going to go down that route at some point. It's just at different times. The US will get its time in the spotlight where they have a massive market crash. Like it's just how markets work and have done for hundreds of years.
Could you arguably say maybe they're in that cycle right now? They're in the process of
could be in that blow off top stage for the next decade. And then say 2035, 2040, you get this big 10, 15-year bear market. But then no one knows how this works out. Like you could be asking the best people in the world. No one knows how any of this is going to unfold. That's why you've seen central banks buying gold up. Why you
strong assets. That's what everyone's saying. Weak cash, strong assets.
You've seen central banks buying the living hell out of gold. Like, literally. Now, any pullbacks in gold, I mean, I'm not a gold owner because I need higher returns than that on gold, but if you've got large sums of money and you need somewhere to put it, gold is $12 trillion. It's the perfect place to put it. It's not to make you money. Like, I view gold very differently from how my old man would view gold. He would view gold, oh, maybe I can make 5 to 10% a year, great. I view gold as, right, if I've done a 10x on something, I can buy a bit of gold. Because I've done 5 years worth of returns, for example.
Problem is taking it in physical form. That's the problem, isn't it? If you've only got gold,
well, gold is pointless. Because you paper gold. I own all gold coins and silver coins. They're all in a vault. And the other thing is, in the UK, they're the only ones that are tax free as well, which is laughable. Gold bars and that all taxed. So I want to this other chart. Sorry. So one more chart, and that is this one here. Yeah. Now, I said earlier we could see a Bitcoin come down to 70k.
Yeah, we don't want to see that though.
I think we will. Now, this is the global total money index with a 12-week lead to Bitcoin. So this is via Rail Power and Real Vision. You can see here. Since December 23, Bitcoin has had a very tight correlation to the liquidity index, which the future would tell us that we should get a top around the 100 to 110k zone maybe 120 if you switch it out. A local top, this is, by the way. And then you have this drastic sell-off. This could be this potential event I'm talking. Because seeing a 20-30% correction in Bitcoin is big. That is traditional assets like the S&P having a 10 to 15% drop off, and that's big for the S&P to do that. The Nasdaq would probably have a 15 to 20% drop off. Like, this is big numbers for these things. And you can see here, this suggests Bitcoin comes in around the 70 to say 65 area. So obviously not financial advice, but
Explain that chart again. So the line that's already drawn, not the red one, the third line that's
this black line here is think of it as M2 money supply.
now, is that to date?
That is, what is it? Has a 12-week lead in front of Bitcoin. Okay. Don't ask me how they get rid of their stats together.
The M2 supply has shrunk that much.
Yes. And Stu, now, if you also watch, so I watch Steno Research, which is Real Vision on Monday. They do a Macro Monday. So today, this evening, they have been saying for the last 2 weeks there's been a massive liquidity drawdown with our traditional financing system, and people are struggling. This basically goes along with that thesis. And like I said earlier, Bitcoin is to follow this chart. We will see a big pullback, like not a small pullback. If Bitcoin's falling 20, 30%, expect your memes to get wrecked. 50, 60, 70% drawdowns. Like I said that in my post today, my meme coin portfolio update. I said towards the end, Bitcoin gets this 20, 30% pullback, expect this portfolio to be cut in half.
Everything gets slashed.
Yeah, like smashed. And again, I could be wrong. I've had a couple people say you're taking profits too early, blah, blah, blah. If this happens, who's the one that's got the cash to be buying the dip? Not you.
Navigate the ball that dip as well.
Exactly. And it also makes sense because I've now, like I said last week as well, I've seen a lot of normies coming in going, oh, what about meme coins, XRP, HBAR, blah, blah, blah. They're going to get dumped on. We could pump into mid-December. I think the drops between mid-December to mid-Jan. I don't know where it is in that window, but that's my window that I'm looking at. Anywhere from the 9th to say like 15th of January. And we normally get this so-called Santa rally as well. I think that has been partially brought forward because Trump having a clean sweep. If it wasn't a clean sweep, I don't think we would have had such massive inflows, but because it's a clean sweep, we've seen a lot of capital come in very quickly. But it's the perfect time. You're seeing normies come in, everyone's getting dragged in, they're buying XRP at $2.90 or whatever it is, $2.70, buying the Pico tops, buying all these memes. And what's going to happen? They're going to get dumped on like they do every cycle. They're going to witness a 20 to 50% pullback in their coins. Crypto's a scam, comes out, as we just said, money printer go bruh, everything explodes, and that's where you get the target, the ridiculous targets of 16k ETH, 250k Bitcoin. Like, it's where you get all of these targets from. So that's what I think could be on the cards. Again, I could be completely wrong, and I'd rather plan for the worst and hope for the best.
Thing is, this liquidity, if there is a tightening of liquidity, if there is less liquidity, the risk assets get hit. That's just the way it is. So
you're holding also hit the hardest. So for the new people coming in, if you've been buying also over the last week or two, expect to be down 50 to 70% if we see a Bitcoin correction of 20 to 30%. Easily. And it will be very scary. But obviously, again, not financial advice, but that is a buy the dip scenario in my eyes. Because the question that people have been asking at the minute is it too late to buy? And I said, look, if this is to play out, obviously keyword being if, you wait for the dip. If it doesn't, you just end up buying her. But it's how you want to play it, isn't it? It's down to everyone one's personal preference, and markets don't make it easy for any person.
No. Problem is, once you're in the dip, you can't sell. You're kind of like, I'm in the dip.
It's how everyone in their first cycle works, isn't it? It's your first big drop off. You just end up bag holding, or you sell and you never come back again.
You're better off bag holding. Just hold it for the 4 years.
That's what I mean. This is why everyone says invest what you can afford to lose, because the whole idea is that you can invest and forget about it.
Mm. Also, the market right now is not, I wouldn't say euphoric, but it's not far off it. So now would be this kind of time for Bitcoin to be like.
I mean, I'm seeing signs. Like I said earlier in the XRP Reddit subreddit team, you're seeing signs of this stuff.
Yeah, we are. The whole XRP, the whole thing of what's happening with XRP, that is a sign.
As we both know as well, markets can stay more euphoric than we can last. So we could have another 2-3 weeks of this stuff. It could easily go on for another 2-3 weeks. We've got liquidity still, haven't we? Because as that chart just showed, we've got a lag. So there's still a bit of liquidity in the system, but it's showing in the future there's a massive drawdown. So we're still seeing stuff be repositioned. And then obviously you'll then have the macro news come out. Everyone's doing tax loss harvesting and all that stuff. And that's why there's a dip in January. Duh. Look at the liquidity chart. It tells you everything you need to know. You don't need to listen to all these narratives that you see.
I think that's a massive thing to look into for me. These
got some reports I'll send you, Glau.
Yeah. Do share them, and I'll put them in a Telegram.
There's loads of stuff in there.
Yeah. Right. Predictions, if you will, sir. I don't know with my predictions from last week, so I hope you've got them.
Yeah, give me 1 second. Crypto Waffle predictions. Here we go. So, kicking off with Bitcoin, you had 105k. I had 92. And we come about. I think so. Let me stick it on a weekly. Last week we got up to a high of 98,870. And then we hit a low of 90k 800.
I'll give you that, because really what I was saying, if I'm honest, is that we go past 100 and then we run off into the
yeah. Because this is the thing. I think we're still building, like I said last week, we're forming some sort of bull flag on the daily, which is just a period of chop, sideways chop, before your next move should be up. When you have a bull flag, it's a 70% chance, I think the stat is, that it breaks to the upside. You have 30% chance it breaks to the downside. The same for a bear flag. 70% chance it breaks down, 30% chance it breaks. Now,
from DNA, London.
Go for it.
So it's saying if you've got a bit now, so say you've got a bit of XRP, what would you say to do with it at the moment?
Now, again, this is depending on people's personal circumstances. Now, everybody is different. Like, not every single one of my clients has a different objective. Now, me personally, I hold, as I've said earlier, I hold XRP from last cycle. I have been selling on the way up, and I have got one more take profit at $3.07. Once I hit that, I will be looking to buy back during the potential dip between mid-December to Jan or Feb, whenever it is, over the next, say, 3 months from here. Now, I will have my levels, I will chart them out, and I'll stick them in the group. Because for the people that have XRP, and depending on them, obviously I'll have calls with them to discuss whether they want to do that or not, to pick some back up again. As if you haven't got the money, if you haven't sold out and you haven't got the money to buy back in, the risky game that you play is that, do you sell your XRP bag here, hope for a drop, then you can increase increase your XRP holdings. But that's dangerous. Because if we don't get the drop and it keeps buying, you're going to be kicking yourself.
The thing is, XRP is already, if you balance it against all the other alts, it's already quite high anyway. So,
I mean, it's flipped SOL as well.
yeah, it's flipped Tether. It's third.
Yeah. I mean, 155 billion. Like, it's big. I mean, there's talk. I've heard people talk a while about it flipping ETH, which I'm not going to rule out, but I think it's highly unlikely. It depends on if ETH actually moves or not.
What I'm worried about this lack of liquidity.
Yeah, which is why I did that emergency market update and stuck it in the chat. But I saw that. But yeah, that's why I put it in there. And it's basically showing that the money printing chart that I showed you earlier. Yeah, but to answer his question here, it's purely down to your specific circumstance. So it depends if you've got capital to buy. Yeah, it's not financial advice, but if you've got capital to buy the dip, and you just sit in it and you wait for a dip if there is one. If you haven't, you have to. If you want to increase your bag holdings, you run the risk of selling now and not having a dip and having to buy higher. But if you sell now, you've got to wait for the dip, and then you've got the question of, oh, when do I buy the dip? Because 10% correction probably isn't enough.
I don't think if Bitcoin corrects strong, I think that dip is going to be deep.
I think we could see a 50%, 60% correction in XRP. Easy. Right. I'm not going to rule that out at all. If he wants to know some levels I'm looking at, get him to drop me a DM or drop me a DM and I'll ping you over some levels to watch. Next up we have, so I nailed Bitcoin, you just missed ETH. So you said 3.7, I said 3.750. So we are, let me get my chart. Agreed on that one, didn't we? Yeah. Yeah, we agreed.
It got up to 3.720 on mine, literally right in between the both. So
give ourselves that.
One had 3.7 written all over it. That was the easiest money in the world. Okay, cool.
I mean, the high I've got was 3.762. So, we both agreed, and you said 61 cents, I said 60. I think the high we've been to was 44, I want to say. Something like that.
Yeah, from 40 up to 44. So it didn't move. It didn't move as aggressively as we thought at all, but it did move up.
I mean, one thing, we're still, I mean, I keep saying this, but we are just in a bull flag again. Right. If I just show you my screen, that is just a big bull flag on the daily. It's just sideways chop, like those could come down here again. We just chop before explosion. So, let's see what happens with that. It's just a matter of where.
Okay, all right. I won't give us that. We're too far off. Higher, terrible.
So high, yeah, we both said 0.05. It's went to what, 0.029 or something?
Yeah, I think it went to 3.4.
So a little.
Half 3. Yeah, 3.5. I've got mine.
Yeah, got the same. Yeah, off on that. Like,
I think it's just literally a matter of time, but now's not the time. The thing is, if you have a pullback, I think higher gets obliterated. The volume,
they all will get slapped.
The trading volume on higher is tiny, 553,000 trading volume. Whereas, let's say Anon, which is a similar size project, it's got a 24-hour trading volume of 31 million.
Yeah, the attention's just not on it on the minute. Anyway, on to Brett. So you said that 0.13, I said 0.19. and I think we are currently sat at 0.19.
That was your call.
The last week we also did go to a low of 0.15, so you're only a 2 cents off.
So we was working our way down to me, and then it shot to you.
Yeah. And now we're currently retesting all-time highs, which, so like I mentioned earlier, is a bullish retest. These are for buying, not financial advice.
I do think everything hinges on Bitcoin, though. I think
Kind of, but then I also think it doesn't, because it has just chopped and we've still seen stuff rally. Like yesterday, Brett was up to 24 cents.
Chopped and dropped are two different things, though.
We have just chopped, though. I wouldn't have said we dropped.
That's what I mean. So if Bitcoin, I think it drags everything.
Oh, yeah.
Bitcoin goes sideways, I think it can lose its dominance and the other altcoins get a chance to stretch their legs. But if Bitcoin drops, I think it drags everything with it.
Just looking at the dominance chart now, it has had a big sell-off. I mean, we reached a peak of 61.5%, and we're now down at 56.4.
Yeah.
So,
and that's with sideways action. With the hot gains dominance. If Bitcoin drops, it gains dominance. Everybody leads more.
So how many did we nail there? We nailed Brett, Bitcoin.
You nailed 3 out of 5. And you got the 1. I need the
Brett as well. You're 2 cents off. I'll give you that.
All right, I'll take.
What's 2 cents amongst friends?
2 cents. 10% margin of error. Yeah. All right. Then. All right. Yeah. So. All right. So you got 3 out of 5. Is good. Good work. Financial Navigator, and I've got 2 out of 5, which I'll take. I think being super bullish on Bitcoin has hurt me this week. I think that was where
we're just waiting for the next move, aren't we? I mean, the other thing I think that might just push us through this 100k glass ceiling is some sort of institution or country that has come out and added to its balance sheet. I know Brazil was talking about adding 18 billion to the balance sheet of Bitcoin. So I think we're just waiting for that little bit of news to come out and give it that little push. But then, who knows? Let's see. What do you reckon for next week?
Right. Let's do next week's then, shall we? Oh, right. We'll do Bitcoin. We'll do Ethereum. Shall we do WIT? Yeah, we'll do WIT. And let's just pick one each. I'm going to pick Dash.
I'm going to go Dash.
I'm going to go with Dash, yeah.
Proper Dino Coin.
See, I'm feeling the old boys today. Feeling the old boys. Which probably...
This link has been Lee. My first take profit type.
Link was sitting around $20 earlier in the year, and I was seriously looking at buying it, and I thought I'll wait till it pulls back. And I think it got down to like 15. And
the low in August was $8. Yeah. Were you on holiday at the time?
It was. I missed that whole thing. Yeah. At 20, start of the year, around 20, I was looking at it. No, I saw it go down to 15, and then I just stopped. So August, I looked down as low as 10.
Yeah, this link chart, I absolutely love. It is beautiful. Look at it. So this is on a monthly time frame. You've had this big expansion last cycle, bear market, and look at that for accumulation. And lucky enough, Link was one of my bear market assets I accumulated. So my average price is like $6.20 or something. Just in here, give you months and months and months of just accumulating before a breakout. And they had a clean retest of this zone in August and with continuation. Where does this go? All-time highs, you're looking at $100, I reckon. Something like that.
As my friend would say, it's obeying the hell out of those lines. Respect
TAT is a wonderful thing.
is when it works, right? Do you know what? If I'd have seen it at AIDS, I would have got it.
Yeah.
So
Last time I bought was there because I sold a little bit up at around 18 and then bought back, increased my link bag by like 10% or whatever it was.
it's had a nice 21% on the daily.
Yeah. Right. Let's go with Bitcoin at first.
Yeah.
Where do you reckon?
Is it bullish or bearish? Bullish or bearish or sideways?
I mean, looking at TradFi today, and if the dollar continues to sell off, which I think it is, I think we're due our breakout. I mean, SPX put a new all-time high in today. Nasdaq, did that put an all-time high in? 21.2. Yeah, Nasdaq put a new all-time high in today as well. I think we'll see it break.
I'm worried about this liquidity though.
Yeah, but I don't think it's yet.
No.
I think there's a time to be worried, which is why I'm happy to be taking profits on stuff, which is why I've got my levels set. I think like the date I keep hearing is the 9th, between the 9th. From the 9th of December onwards is when we could see flash crashes.
Okay. That's next week. That's this time next week.
Yeah. But before then, anything can happen in a week, as we know.
All right. We'll start with Bitcoin then. I'm going to go. Well, you go first, don't you?
I'm going to say we breached the 100, and I'm going to say we tag that 105 that you were looking for last week.
I can't see it, you know. I can't. It doesn't feel right. Bitcoin feels weak. Feels weak to me. I'm gonna say maybe we go back up to 98 and then we go right the way down to, I'm gonna say 92.
You reckon we go to 92 again? This week we swap round.
And we literally
I reckon we see 4K.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Brett as well.
Bitcoin chops, ETH is just catching up.
BlackRock's ETH ETF has been adding as well. Like, these guys know how the rotation works. They're not being it.
Yeah. Okay. Right. 4K. I'll have that.
Let me get my chart up. Where are we? Name coins with. She's been a bit slow.
Jew.
Did you see that? A couple of weeks back, I put that spot whiff trade in, saying I was buying some whiff on that massive inverse head and shoulders. Yeah. We're still just chopping along the neckline.
Yeah, it's just running along the same.
They're literally just respecting that $2.80 to $3 support beautifully. I think to see the Sol ones move again, though, we need to see Sol start moving. I hate to say it,
but it's big coiling. It's accumulation, isn't it?
Right. It's back onto support, and it's holding support at the minute, which is what you want it to do. It's just chopping around all-time highs.
The thing with whiff is we know it goes, we just don't know when.
Yeah. I'm going to say, where is it again? I'm going to go with $4. $1.
I was
some here. $4.
I'm gonna say $3 then.
You're gonna say it stays where it is another week.
I'm gonna say we don't get the move yet.
Yeah, fair enough. Right, then it's Dash. Let's have a look at this bad boy. All right, you're back into some local resistance, but if momentum carries on with Dino coins, I'm no good at looking at daily charts or 4-hour charts. It's just not me. I like the monthly and the weekly.
I'll tell you some fundamentals, although you don't ever give a damn about them. But Dash have recently a new version of their software called Dash Platform, which kind of makes Dash an L1 in the making. And this Dash Platform has taken maybe 10 years to complete. It has some features like allowing people to store websites on the nodes and loads of other things that people will do for Web3. And it kind of brings this Dino coin up to date,
Right.
which is on one side, it's kind of good because they got there eventually. And I think it's even better because of this whole aligning Dino coins with meme coins, saying that they're kind of like cults. All the selling that would have done has definitely been done on this 10-year-old project.
I mean, when Dash moved back in 2017, I mean, it went from $10 all the way to 1,600. Like, that is a ridiculous move.
It was a crazy comeback.
I'm not gonna lie, the chart looks good. It's a falling wedge, and I know I said that earlier it has a lot of work to do to get to back to previous all-time highs, but falling wedge target takes us bang on to prior all-time high in 2018, and then you'd have a potential double top scenario.
Yeah, and that wouldn't be a crazy market cap either. I guess that market cap would be, I don't know, a couple of billion.
Yeah, but I think I just think it needs more media attention. It's going to need attention because normies won't know what it is.
They'll see it at the top of CoinGecko if it goes on a run. They'll see it.
But then again, I don't think normies don't use CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap. Like, unless they don't, because when I speak to my new clients, I'm like, oh, you need to download this. They're like, what's that? So I think what they see, they might see it on their exchange. If it's at the top of their exchange thing, they might see that. But obviously, we know exchanges would only put what they want to put at the top.
Or they'll see it on Twitter. So maybe we'll see it, top of CoinGecko, trending, whatever, and then we'll start talking about it, and then it might trend. And if this narrative of Dino coins holds, and we've got one that's doing stuff and has got these cult-like members who have been there throughout the whole thing, like there's guys in their Discord that have ridden this thing from $5 to $1,500 and all the way back down.
Back down off 20 again.
And so that is diamond hands. There are no more diamond hands than that. Do you know what I mean? You can bang on all you want, but if these guys have been multi-millionaires and they've been back to square one.
The same as the XRP guys, isn't it? They've all just been diamond handing.
More violent up and down. Because XRP is bigger than Dash. And XRP kind of itself higher. Whereas Dash went to the moon and then back to the gutter.
Yeah. So I'm going to go Dash to 110. I'm going to say that's 100%.
100% in a week. Financial Navigator's come out to play then.
If it gets a clean break above 60K, you're off flying. 60K, sorry, $60.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to go. Let me think. Right. Let's see what gets it into the top 100.
Yeah, it's going to need a decent. I don't know. It might not be that big a move to get into top 100.
Yeah. It needs to double. I'm gonna say 120. Let's say it has a crazy week.
We're basically tangoing this week, aren't we?
Do you know why? Because numbers just lead to certain numbers, don't they? Like there are places where you can go to and where you can't go to. So you always
Right, a link.
bloody link.
I reckon we see a $29 link. $6 was from you know. The only reason I'm saying this is obviously because we can't fade the pump, the price, the true thing. The trend is your friend until it's broken.
I think Link is easy money though, because Link's got fundamentals as well. It's like very important. Link is, especially whilst you've got a good Ethereum, you've got a strong Ethereum. All of the other L1s, they're all on trend as well. They're all groovy right now.
Yeah.
How strong has Link's week been?
I mean, 22% today.
Yeah. And it's only 29 over the whole week. So Link's just getting going.
Yeah, early days.
All right.
I think, to be honest, I think mine's conservative.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I'm gonna literally jump right over the top. I'm jumping right over the top. I'm gonna say Link goes on a real run.
All-time highs?
What's all-time highs? I'm thinking 30 plus.
All-time highs is 50.
Oh no, not that wild. Up to the double. 6p numbers.
You know it can, though.
If you get 105 Bitcoin, then we could see a $40 Link.
I think we don't need to see that, though, to see that.
If it shot, do you think that the alt can stretch?
Yeah, we've seen that with XRP, XLM, HBAR, Brett.
We have seen that this week. But I don't think Link goes crazy without Ethereum and the other EVMs.
Yeah, so if our E4K works, I think you see that.
But E4K is not a crazy move.
No,
it's 10%.
Not. But it's that key area, isn't it? It's that 4K. It's that psychological level. People will go, oh shit, Ether's down at 3, it's now at 4. I can't afford to not buy it here. Well, that's a normie thinking, isn't it? That's not even us thinking.
Give me $30 then.
Yeah?
I'll take 30 on Link.
30. So to recap, line are Bitcoin 105, ETH 4K, with $4, Dash 110, and Link at 29.
Oh, I've already gone a little bit higher than you there.
Yeah, you're on one.
Bitcoin 92, ETH also 4K, same as you, with $3. I don't think WIF gets its breakout this week. Dash 120. I think Dash goes crazy. Dino Coin season. And Link at $30 because EVMs are cool again.
Yeah.
I need to make a graphic for these so that we can post them and keep track of it. Yeah.
Replied to you yet before we go?
Okay. Good question. Someone's replied to me. No.
Not yet.
No.
Nothing.
That's crazy. Wait a minute. No, I can't see it. I did have a thing, but it was like 4 hours ago.
You'd have to let us know next time.
I will post it in my grid when the bot replies.
Perfect.
When the bot replies, I'll post it in my grid. If the bot replies, it should reply. But so far,
Nothing
nothing so far. All right. Trying to find the tweet and see if I can see my tweet. Oh, hold on. There we go. It has ring light. Yeah, it replied. So what it said was Binance perps already live, spot listing coming based on high volume and market cap. Their campaign execution is smart. Team knows what they're doing. And that's AI that's given me that reply.
I think it's nuts how it can get all this information on everything. But how does it even get all of it? Where are they getting all this data from? Because it has to have access to like every website going. Like it's talking about every token, everything. Like it's nuts.
What's even more nuts is that it's free. Because I did something, I've got a reply in 10 minutes and it was free. Someone's had to pay for it. Right, I'm buying.
After this, you're going on there and buying it right now. Did exactly what I did. I read 2 threads and just went, I'm owning, sir.
Yeah, to get full.
It's nuts what that is giving you for, like you say, free.
For free. And given everyone. Just like got to be concerned.
So if you're a person that's looking to get into the space now, okay, and you're watching this, go over to the Twitter page, comment on any of its posts about a coin that you want to find out about, and wait for a response. As detailed as you can with your questions as well, because the more detail you give it, the more in depth it can be to you.
Right. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask it about Sunak on Solana.
Oh, if it knows about that, then this thing's a joke. I'll see. That'd be crazy.
So I'm going to give it I'll also give it the contract address just to make it easier. Right, let's see.
Crazy.
This will be interesting. This will be interesting. All right, so so how do I tweet at it?
You can.
If I tweet in my own Twitter, but I tag him, will he respond?
Try, I guess. Try. If it doesn't work, then copy paste it into the comments.
I'm quite certain it won't work. There's no way, because these things cost money. Like, it's compute, right? There's no way it could just be answering.
I don't know. So this is the thing. This is the thing that I ask myself all the time. Like, we say we're surprised that this is free, but then you look at what ChatGPT, Claude, and all these LLMs can do. Even Grok. I've only just bought the X Premium the other day. Grok is a choke. Yeah, and it costs what, $50 a year? I got it for. Like, that is nuts. And everyone goes, oh, because the other way I look at this from an investing point of view is the energy. So how are they going to create all the energy to power these GPUs? And people are saying this could be the top in NVIDIA. I don't see it being a top. We're going to need so many more GPUs going forward. It's a joke.
NVIDIA are in a really good defensible position. So I don't think we are at the top with them either. But
the only thing that worried me, the only thing that worried me in the slight mean term is SMH, which is the semiconductors. Oh, they fell below on actually they haven't, they reclaimed. Right. Well, last time I looked at these, they were falling below the 20-day moving average on the weekly, but they've closed back up. Now, that then opened up a drop down to 226, which then, if they close below that, could open 197. That's when I would have said we saw a big drop in NVIDIA, but now we've closed back up, I think
we could see all-time highs again.
I think it's money supply. I think
And when we have that,
So it's that chart earlier, isn't it? It's when do we get this sell-off? Because it's coming. I think it's coming. Like I say, I hope I am severely wrong because I'm positioned for it. If I am wrong.
money supply is being tightened. We're in trouble. That's just the way it. And maybe that's why Bitcoin has flown past 100.
Yeah. It's kind of sniffing it out, maybe sniffing the weakness. And maybe
People I see.
in hindsight, the 100k level was a great place for it to top out.
Yeah. Perfect. Like, end of chapter 1. Now we wait for the bloodbath, get back to 70k, redeploy all of our dry powder, and then ride it up into silly season. I think, I'm sure before, maybe in the first or second episode, you were saying that you were expecting one last clear out.
I think we're due a clear out. Like I said I think it was last week, the amount of silly stuff we saw on Pump.Fund and stuff like that, we are due a bloodbath in specifically meme coins themselves and a rotation back to what I class as higher quantity or higher related meme coins, higher quality as such. And then once we've had that, like I say, you'll have some normies come in now that will be buying XRP, HBAR, Algorand. They're going to get wrecked. You are going to get wrecked. You will probably never come back to this space after January. You'd have lost your money and that'll be it. But then, like you say, we then have easier financial markets. Money printer comes on. Debts get refinanced. Everyone's printing money. China's stimulus package comes in. EU comes in. And away we go.
Yeah.
So,
How do we play it?
pardon?
How do we play it? That's the question.
I'm planning about to begin my profits where I hit targets and then looking to buy a pullback. That's me.
All right. Well, on that bombshell, I will bid you farewell into
No, still alive by
70 Bitcoin, and everybody's not deciding that it was a terrible idea and we will fall. I reckon that we're going to go sideways for another week. I reckon Bitcoin gives up ground. Alts take a little space.
Yeah.
I think the bloodbath needs more blood, and I think it needs to soak up a little bit more blood.
We've seen quite a bloody day today, though. If you look at the charts, quite a lot of red, especially when you're looking at memes. It's big memes.
We'll have green as Bitcoin goes sideways. We get more green on the alts, and then massive bloodbath. Everybody cries Christmas.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Santa rally has gone. Everyone's sad. No one's getting presents.
Let's hope. All right then, Mainmo. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next week over on your channel. So, take it easy.